only place to hear cheaters get busted. This is the Dave Ryan Show's War of the Roses, 101.3 KDWB.
Let's say hi to Jessie. Hi, Jessie.
Hi.
Hi, thanks for being on War of the Roses. And you want to do one on is it your boyfriend or your husband?
My husband.
All right, what's he doing? What's going on?
So, my husband, Dan, and I, we've been married for 3 years.
Okay.
And, we've always had a really good relationship for the most part, you know. We've got, like, a cute little place in Shakopee. Our life is good together, and I've never suspected him of cheating at all.
Okay, all right.
But then last week, he got an offender bender in some neighborhood in White Bear Lake.
So he's quite a ways from town. Does he work anywhere near White Bear Lake?
No. He works in town. So,
like in town, works in Shakopee or works in Minneapolis?
He works in Shakopee.
Oh, he works in Shakopee. Okay. So he's in White Bear Lake?
So he's in White Bear Lake, and there's absolutely, no reason for him to be there.
Let me just tell you this. There's never a good reason to go to White Bear Lake.
No.
I just can't think of one at all.
Only if you're driving through to Wisconsin, but even then you just go around.
You go around it. So... Now, how did you find out about this? I mean, he gets in the fender bender, and then obviously he's got to be like, oh, I wrecked the car.
Yeah, so he comes home, and obviously, we talked about what happened, but at first he was not even really, mentioning that it was in White Bear Lake, and then it comes out, and I'm looking at the stuff, I'm like, what were you doing at White Bear Lake? And he is being...
So you asked him about it?
So I did, and he and I asked him what he was doing, and it was very sort of vague, and he said he had to go there to have some lunch or something with people that were in from out of town. And I was instantly just uncomfortable with the whole thing,
It doesn't make sense.
I did end up actually confronting him about it, and and I asked him if he was with another woman.
Oh, you straight up asked him if he was cheating on you?
I did, because at first, I was really, and I believed the fact that he would have some reason to be there, but then the way he was kind of acting about it was very strange, and there was so it was. I just kind of have this pit in my stomach that I can't get rid of, and he totally denied that. Was just no, are you crazy? What are you talking about? And then and he just didn't want to talk about it.
I can imagine if he works in Shakopee, it's possible, but I know that if I had to drive all the way to, I don't know, White Bear Lake or Moose Lake or Mora or something like that, I'd let Susan know in advance, and I would bitch about it and be like, oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
I got to drive to Moose Lake. So he's doing the guy tactic where you bring it up and he calls you crazy and says, leave me alone. I can't believe you don't trust me, and prying into that. And
he got very defensive and weird. And
that's the number one sign. If the guy gets defensive, it means he's guilty.
Did any other signs occur, like weird cell phone calls or weird receipts that you can't explain or charges on your card? Nothing.
No.
That's it.
No.
You know what? I mean, maybe let's check out his side of the story. I mean, what if he had a lunch with a client in White Bear Lake? He forgot to tell you about it. Had to go to White Bear Lake. I mean, does he ever do anything where they have lunch with people they do business with?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay.
But it is very strange that it was so far east and it was in White Bear Lake. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, there's no way to prove what he was doing that day, but we can at least call and see who he sends roses to.
Yeah.
Can we settle for that?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do that. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll call Dan and see who he wants to send roses to.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on one second.
Back to busting. The Dave Ryan Show's War of the Roses.
I'm hoping this goes well. I'm going to try to give the guy the benefit of the doubt that he had some lunch in White Bear Lake he forgot about.
Or that it was sprung on him and he didn't realize he had to do it that day.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm trying to think if Susan said, well, what were you doing in Mora or Moose Lake? And I'd be like, well, I told you I had to go to lunch with somebody and I didn't want to go. And what a pain in the ass. And then I got an offender bender while I'm at it. And I got to go through all that crap. I can't believe that you're asking. I guess I would maybe act the same way.
Do you just don't want to talk about it because it's such a pain in the ass?
Well, it's such a pain in the ass. And you got to drive all the way over there. And then, you probably have your boss in the car. And then you've got to, you got to deal with the insurance and all that stuff. And then your wife's nagging you about it. Have you ever thought about that, you big nag?
Wow.
I don't even care at this point. I just need to know,
Okay. All right. What is his phone company?
Hello?
Hi, I'm looking for Dan, please.
This is Dan.
All right, so now that part is over with, and now you get to send flowers. So the first thing I need from you is the name of the person that you'd like to send these roses to. Is there a name of somebody?
Yeah, absolutely there is. Her name is Jessie.
And then we have a card that we send along with the flowers. So what would you like us to write on the card for Jessie?
Hold on a sec. Please believe in me as much as I believe in our love.
Okay.
There's not going to be charges added later that I have to cancel a service or something later.
And this is actually the supervisor. Just give me your credit card number and your social security number, and we should be in good shape.
Mama needs a new pair of shoes.
Dan, it's Dave Ryan over at KWB. It's not your phone company, but I can explain what we're doing here. No, it's not your phone company. There will be no free roses.
No.
But it's good because we're doing something called War of the Roses, and we actually have your wife, Jessie, on the other phone right now.
Hi.
You got to... Hello?
Hi.
What the hell is this?
Well,
Sorry.
let me try to help out here a little bit. Now, Jessie adores you, loves you, is very happy to be married to you, but she was telling us the story about your trip to White Bear Lake and the fender bender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why is she talking to people?
I'm sorry. Dan, I'm sorry. I've just been really... I've been just feeling like awful about it since it happened, and we haven't really talked about it, and it was just kind of weird the way the whole thing went down, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry I brought you on the radio. I didn't know what else to do.
I knew that you weren't done with this. I explained this to you. I told you. I mean, I have a police report for the accident. I mean,
yeah,
I'm
but
not
dude,
making this stuff up.
you were in White Bear Lake, and you live in Shakopee. I mean, you got to admit that's 45 minutes, an hour drive away.
You know, we've never had to go out there before, but I can't control that. So this.
But if you're like me, wouldn't you?
I can't believe this.
I mean, I can defend your wife in a little bit by saying, in a way, by saying, if my wife got into a car accident in like Delano, I'd be like, what the hell are you doing in Delano?
You know, if it sounds fishy to her, that's not the issue. The issue is she needs to talk about this with me. I tried to explain to her.
But she tried
talking
to.
about this in front of the whole radio world, whoever's listening,
I gotta
is not
say, Jan,
how I want to deal with our relationship.
You're not sounding great because you're getting a little defensive, like she said you were getting before, which is why she couldn't talk to you because you got defensive about it. It sounds
Well, yeah, I'm defensive. I've been tricked. You know, I don't trust her now.
Oh, well, I think you probably get over that. I mean, she is doing this because she just wanted to verify. And the good news is he sent the roses to Jessie. So,
well, yeah, of course I did.
Although maybe not anymore.
All right. Obviously, I think we need to talk about this, Jess, and not in front of the world. So when I get home tonight, we're going to talk about this, and we're going to not stop talking about it until you believe me or we come to some kind of resolution. This is ridiculous.
I mean, here's the thing. I will tell you this, and I've told Lena this before, and I've always believed this. If you have the truth and right on your side, then you really got nothing to be afraid of. I mean, if you really weren't doing anything in White Bear Lake that you should have been doing, then you got nothing to worry about. You guys will work it out. So
exactly.
I mean, and that really is the truth. I mean, I tell Susan that. I tell my kids that. It's like we've got right on our side. You're telling them the truth. You got the truth on your side. Then everything will work itself out.
I mean, this is embarrassing. I didn't do anything.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
All right. Thank you, Dan.
All right. Bye.
Thank you, Jessie.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.